Are you ready? Introducing first, making his way to the blue corner, Garrick, G-Spot Granger.
We kick off a card of 12 fights, 9 in the amateur ranks, 3 at the top of the card are professional fights, and we get it started in Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 23 at Monona Terrace with Garrick Granger making his way to the cage and making his amateur debut.
Yeah, you know, anytime a fighter's making his debut, you don't have a lot to go off of. You know, I spoke with his coach, Bear Bennett, earlier in the evening. You know, the Monster Lab in Milwaukee is a newer gym, but a lot of familiar faces. Gary Conkle is the striking coach. Bear Bennett and Malcolm are the wrestling coaches. It's going to be
and his opponent,
up-and-coming gym
making
here,
his way to the red corner,
future.
Jordan Cabo Recob.
Yeah, you brought up that name, Gary Conkle, and saw him backstage before the fights tonight. Gary, one of the more interesting characters that has ever fought in MMA in this cage or in the Pura Vida fights and whatever. He's been very much an interesting character. So
Gary understands the showmanship.
Yeah, he's very good at it. Yep, and actually love calling and watching him fight. As taking a look at also a gentleman who is making his professional debut, and that is Jordan Recob, goes by the nickname Cabo. And it is not like Cabo as in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. It is spelled C-O-B-B-O for Jordan Recob, also making his amateur debut here tonight. And I would say that he comes in, and this is always hard for me to tell, but in less fighting shape than Garrick Granger. There he comes. There is Recob. As we take a look at the tail of the tape, as Recob,
this is the first bout of the
listed
evening.
At 205,
Amateur MMA, 3 3-minute rounds brought to you by 93.1 Jams. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man stands 6 foot 4 inches tall, weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, representing the Monster Lab, Garrick G-Spot Granger.
And there indeed is Granger, and I was talking on Ken a little bit. I apologize. Let's go back to him.
His opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, representing Capital City MMA and Chosen Few Gym, Jordan Cabo Recob. And your referee, Tom Devo Divalis.
Recob with the hometown support. Garrick Granger out of Milwaukee, known as G-Spot, trying to hit the mark tonight. Both guys making their amateur debuts, and here we go. Fighting at 205 and getting number 23 under the way. Big shots right off the bat as Granger landing a couple lefts, and that means that Recob is going to try and body him up and take him down. So far, Granger being able to fight it off as Recob really took some shots there and went right through his guard on some blows by Granger.
He's eating some shots right now, but he's connecting the hands nicely. He's looking to get the takedown here. I spoke with Mark Lemminger earlier yesterday, and he said that Jordan is incredibly flexible and a good wrestler, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can get this takedown.
And he is really trying for this takedown. And like you said, he has to eat some shots to get it as Granger continues to stay on his feet, as now our referee, Tom DeVilba, is going to go ahead and break that up. And he's going to pronounce a winner. Is that right? No, a point taken away. Is that it?
He's taking a point away from grabbing the cage. Yep.
Grabbing the cage. Okay, so a point taken away. I'm like, what is this move? As he threw his hand up in the air, but it is actually a point deduction for grabbing the cage. So Granger already fighting at a disadvantage here early on in round number 1.
You know, Jordan was in a favorable position there. He had earned the takedown, and it's frustrating when You have to stand him back up.
Couple of good shots lined up by both guys. Now it's Granger who knocks Recob down, and Recob in full defense, and that's going to do it. Granger with a combination and a really good left knocked Recob straight down to the ground, and he finished him off as Garrick Granger, better known as G-Spot, hits the spot here in his debut as both fighters showing respect in the center of the cage. Well, that's how Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 23 gets going, and we will go ahead and come back for the official decision right after this on Television Wisconsin. Good news as we're back here at Monona Terrace, and that is Jordan Recob looks to be okay after the TKO here in round number 1. We're going to get the official word from Ken Bostetter.
A round of applause for these two warriors. Referee Tom DeValis has called a halt to this contest. 1 minute, 9 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Garrick G-Spot Granger.
Granger now undefeated in his amateur career, and congratulations to him. Always a good moment when you win your first ever fight. We're back with fight number 2, that is right after this on Television Wisconsin.